happening, y'all? Um, I don't really know what I'm gonna name the video. I don't know what I want to start it off or naming it or whatever. But um, I want to start off with the topic of is being single or staying single is the best choice. Now, when I'm talking about single, I'm not just talking about just relationship wise. You see what I'm saying? I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about any type of, this is for the purpose of all purpose relationships. All purpose relationships, whether it be you living with your aunt, whether you live with your auntie, whether you live with your father your whole life, especially if you are born and raised in a household and you never left home, whether you never left home or whether you ain't left home. You see what I'm saying? And I'm just coming across from my experience. You see what I'm saying? You know, regardless of how old you are, no matter how old or how old you are, I'm gonna stick with that one for right now. If you living in a household with somebody, I don't care how far of adult you get in life, if you living with that person, even if it's your mother or anybody in your family that you relying upon, or you really don't want to rely upon them, but you've been doing that your whole life. You did it. You've been living with them for since you was born. Really, since you came out the womb, you're a grown person. No matter how grown you get, you can be 50, 60, 70. If you living in a person's household, no matter how grown you get, you still, to an extent, the way I'm looking at it, you still is not going to have freedom. I get it that family people they are concerned. It's natural for a person to be concerned. You see what I'm saying? It's natural for people to be concerned where you at and what's going on. Like, especially if you're doing something out of the norm. I get that. But I'm talking about to a point to where, how you just, let's say if you're living on your own, if you actually living on your own, an experience of living on your own and things of that nature, you're going to, and if this video cut out, I'm just going to start up and I'll just go live and do one. No matter how old you get, if you're living with someone, you still, it's going to be under a curfew. That's what I named the video. No matter how old you get, you still is going to be under a curfew if you're living with someone. That's what I named the video. If you are living with someone, no matter how old you get, and if you ain't left that place and left from under their roof, at the end of the day, it's a curfew for you. You see what I'm saying? Because number one, it's like you got to abide by their rules. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you ain't in their presence, they may not come out and tell you, you can't go out that door. You go out that door, you ain't gonna catch no physical ass whooping being a grown man. You see what I'm saying? You ain't gonna catch no physical ass whooping by them. But mentally and emotionally, it's gonna feel worse than an ass whooping, really. But it's not. It's just mentally, because you got to deal with the pressure when you come inside or when you go knocking on that door, whether it be in the daytime or at night. Where you been? I've been calling all around, and I've been calling this person and that person. And in your mind, you like, oh man, I don't want to hear this shit. You know what I mean? That's what you're saying. You're saying, I don't want to hear this shit. because okay, I get it. Sometimes it don't bother me, but okay, you're overdoing it or whatever. You feel like that, like, okay, this shit is getting annoying now. And in your mind, you know you don't want to be disrespectful because you don't know who help you're gonna need. But in your mind, you want to say, look, just let that shit rest. Don't leave. It's like you're saying, look, let me get to myself and don't stop fucking with me. You know what I'm saying? Leave me the fuck alone. That's basically what you saying to yourself, because this shit is old and it's getting on my it's getting on my goddamn nerves. You know, that's what, like, at the end of the day, you like, damn. Like, if you live in, let's think about it. The reason I'm saying all of this, here, just think about it. If you're a grown man or a grown woman and you living on your own, no matter how young you are, if you on your own, it's like you can come home when you get ready. If you single, you can come home by yourself. You can stay out as late as you want. You can come at 3. You can come in at 3 in the damn morning if you want to. You see what I'm saying? You can come in at 3 in the damn morning. But if you living with someone, if you are in someone else's house, which you understand and you want to respect their rules and their regulations and stuff like that, whether it be your mother, your father, your parents, you know what I mean? You won't give them that respect all due or whatever, and you're gonna try to be in at a certain time to keep them from like being stressed out, even especially if they realize that this is something out of the norm that you ain't been doing or whatever. I understand that. You see what I'm saying? Let somebody know what's going on or whatever and stuff of that nature. But I'm just talking about, I'm going back to my first original point. Some people just overdo it. You know what I mean? It's like, especially if you've been living up under that all your life, you just get so tired of it, man. It's like, oh my goodness, man. Come on, man. Leave me the fuck alone. It's like, that's what you're saying. You're saying, shut the I don't want to say what I'm really thinking, what I really, you know what I mean? But it's just, it'll become annoying for so long. Now, I know some people don't look at this video, the people that I know, and they're going to probably disagree with it. You know what I'm saying? They're going to like, nah, I don't agree with what he's saying there. But it's almost like you just don't, you got to, it's like you still, you wake up. Let's say if you do something out of the norm in your own house or in your house or whatever. If you get up at a certain, like, if you ain't never got up at 3 in the 3 or 4 in the fucking morning, right? And they ain't used to you getting up at that motherfucking time, right? If they ain't used to you getting up at that motherfucking time or whatever, guess what? You got to deal with the fact you may be goddamn thirsty or something. You may want to go in there and get you some damn water. Something you ain't normally done. All of a sudden, the person that's the head of the household wake up and happen to be, what's going on? You all right? You know what I'm saying? You be like, what the fuck? Come on, I'm just, I'm switching up my game. Oh, you never did that before. And it's like, you don't want to be hearing that all the time. You see what I'm saying? It's like I don't know how to really break it down like I really want to, but it'll just become racket annoying so much. You know what I mean? Maybe that's why most of us men of color, black men, Hispanic men, maybe that's why most of us don't like being on the phone a whole lot, because it's a lot of drama and it's a lot of stuff that comes with it. You see what I'm saying? And where women, they stay on the phone 24 fucking 7. And, black men, Hispanic and Native American men, it's like, we ain't trying to deal with that kind of shit. Like, what the fuck? And it's just crazy, man. It's just crazy. And, but you don't want to feel like coming home And all of a sudden now, if you stay gone hours, you see what I'm saying? If you stay gone for hours and you never did it before, then in their mind, they're going to blow you up. They're going to blow your phone up. And you know what I'm saying? And you don't want to be, it's like, you know, maybe the person want to do something different. You know what I'm saying? But in their mind, oh, I gotta see what's going on. Then all of a sudden, they calling around. And before you know it, the whole fucking family, the whole goddamn family know what the fuck going on with you. And some of it can be some lies. Any of that shit. You know what I'm saying? The shit can be lies. And it's almost like you got a goddamn curfew. You know what I'm saying? It's like you have a goddamn curfew. And that's why I say sometimes you better off when you ain't really got a big family or something like that. I mean, I'm not gonna, I don't want to come off like that, but sometimes, I don't know. It just feel like it's not family. I mean, you wanna. I mean, I'm trying to make sense out of this. I guess I'm not really making too much sense out of it right now because I'm getting tangled up with my words. You know what I'm saying? But I see why the Apostle Paul, in the Bible, he said sometimes, he said, if you marry, you does well, but he that is single does better. Because you ain't attached to nobody. Because you got to, like, spend time. And if you don't spend that quality time with this person at that moment, or if you stay gone, okay, be careful out there now. I'll be looking forward to seeing you coming back. Now, you got to call these people up. If you're going to stay a little longer, you got to call them up and let them know, hey, look. And it's a lot of work doing that. You know what I mean? It's just a lot of work, man. And you got to tell these people how long. It's like it's almost like being in a prison, right? And you being like, they give you access as a trustee, right? And they send you to the store. They send you to uptown. They trust you like that. Now, you got a limited period of time that they gonna time you to, and they giving you that much time is to go and do what you need to do. And at a certain time, you gotta have your ass back. If you don't, they gonna come looking for you. That's how it is. It's a lot like that. That's exactly how it is. That's how it is. If you are living in the household with somebody, that's exactly how it is. If you're living in the household with somebody, that's how it is. Yeah. That's how it is. If you living in a household with somebody, that's how it is. And it's like, it's a big job. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's a big job. And I guess I'm trying to think as to see if there's anything else. I might go live and actually talk about this. And what I'm gonna do is put this video on my other channel. I forgot what I named it, but I go back and look at it before I post the video and see when you know what I'm saying, what I did name it, you know what I'm saying. But if you're still living with someone in your household, no matter how old you are, I think that's matter was similar to what I said. There is still a curfew. It's still a curfew. You still got a curfew because whether I don't give a damn how old you is. I don't give a damn how young you is. You may think you 18 and you grown. If you still living in the house with somebody, somebody gonna be on your ass or on the telephone, or they're gonna be out in their car looking for you. If you can be 30 and you ain't back in the house at a certain time, they gonna have it's like the people that you living with, whether it's your family member or whatever, especially, it's gonna be like the goddamn FBI on your ass. Because it's like your family is gonna become the FBI. I'm telling you, I ain't lying to you. No joke, for real. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard now, I ain't gonna lie, it's hard. Because you gotta go through all that work. And then when you do get home, you got to hear them, boy, it is late out there. Where you been all the other time? You know what I'm saying? And it's like, in their mind, you never did it before. So you got to do some motherfucking explaining. And you don't want to be doing that shit all the time because it's annoying. Now, that's why I say, again, I reiterate, if you are living by yourself, hell, I can stay out here till 3 in the damn morning, 4 in the morning, all night. You can stay gone for 3 days. You can take your damn vacation. Nobody can, hold on. Nobody can tell you, call you up and say, hey, where you at? You ain't got that to worry about. Because you really, you know what I'm saying? You ain't got nobody to answer to. It's like you ain't got no, you don't have a wife, you don't have no kids, you ain't got that, you know. Now, am I saying it's a bad thing? No. Will I love to be in a family one day? Yes, I would. But I'm just saying, you know, just for the, it's a lot of work though. It's really work. When you have and I never had children, I never had a family in that. But me, as